I've been playing a ton of the Division 2 recently. And I don't know, I think I'm definitely falling in love with the game. I've never actually played the Division 2 before either. In fact, I think I only played Division 1 for like a couple of hours. I'm a huge looter shooter fan. Like, there is an urge constantly for me a few times a year to just sit down and grind a looter shooter for all the shiny loot, but a lot of the time, they can never keep my attention. I mean, with the state that Destiny 2's in at the moment, and really looter shooters just kind of being on the back burner. There's not that many about. It's only natural that at some stage I would play the Division 2. And yeah, it's taken me 8 years to decide to rise up and finally play the game. But oh my god, I am addicted. I've been playing for a week and today we just hit level 30. And how much this map just absolutely blows your mind and opens up when you hit level 30 is, I mean, it's a little bit disgusting to me because all of a sudden this condensed map that had a few icons and logos on, you know, there's a lot. There's a lot here for me now to unpack as I've hit level 30. But that might be one of the biggest selling points about the game because when you think about it, if you're starting this game now, like I mentioned before, we're 8 years in. That means there's 8 years worth of content for this game. And of course, I've already gone out and bought the DLC. I think I bought the DLC within the first couple of hours of playing the game. I was like, yeah, this is probably something I'm going to play for quite a while. I went out and bought myself the new season pass as well, and I'm slowly making my way through that. Although at this stage, when you do start out the game, I can't use anything on the season pass because everything's level 40. And I am a scrub. I'm not level 40 yet. But nonetheless, all the stuff I am getting, now I'm super excited to use when I do turn level 40. And I don't think it's going to take me that long, because at the rate that I'm playing this game, I should be 40 in no time, and then the true end game starts. But just the sheer amount of content that is in this game, purely from the fact that I am starting now and we are 8 years down the line, just means that I have an absolute ton to do, which usually is one of the stumbling blocks when you're playing a looter shooter and you're a little bit of a veteran of the game. You just kind of run out of stuff to do. Like, there is only so much in the game, and then you're grinding for, like, the most minimal amount of better stats in your gear. But, I mean, it's going to be a long time before I get there, and they've just given us a new game mode in the Division 2, which allows you to climb through tiers and get even higher gear, and they've added prototype gear for me to maybe get in the next year or so. And I say year or so because I'm just probably not going to be anywhere near that level in order to be able to get that gear anytime soon. And that is absolutely okay with me because right now I am just enjoying the journey. I am nearly up to 30 hours in just over a week while having a full-time job. So the game has definitely just commanded my attention. And what's even a little bit crazier is looter shooters don't normally have a good story, but this one does. Like, I don't know, for some strange reason, I usually skip through everything in the story. I'm not saying that this story is absolutely fantastic, but it's pretty decent. The whole dynamic of this outbreak and what's happened to New York City, I found pretty interesting and quite enjoyable. The different clans in this whole system of the way that they take over the cities and having control points and having units patrolling and constantly having enemies on the street that you can fight and going and taking down new factions at strongholds and control points. And then you have that control point and you could use that as a fast travel. I just think all of those elements just added to the story a little bit more. Yeah, it is short. I have to admit, it wasn't a long story. And those elements aren't that important in this game. But for me, the story was actually fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the different characters at like the main camps that you have. And just the dynamic of trying to rebuild the world again, or at least New York. And I'm really excited to play the stories in the DLC as well. And I think I've got a little bit left of the story. But yeah, for me, in this kind of game, the story really doesn't matter. But this one, I thought was pretty good. And of course, now that I've finally hit level 30, being given new specializations, although I have to unlock 3 of them. But just, this is another level of depth to this game. And I always wondered when the devs came back and started really trying to focus and put new content in the game and a new DLC came out, like, what kind of drove them to do this? But I kind of get why players stuck around. There must have been a healthy player base on this game in order for them to do a new DLC and still be pumping out new content at this stage. I know that there's going to be a Division 3, and if you were saying to me, should you start on the Division 2 or wait for the Division 3, start on the damn Division 2. There is no point waiting around because they are still updating the game and putting so much content in it. And I get it. I get why players stuck around. I get why people continue to play the game. I get why there's probably still people who played from day one in this game right now. And I get all of that at level 30 before I've even touched the end game and seen some of the crazy builds and stuff that you can do towards the end. But I can already see from the stuff that I've currently done that this is addicting. Shooting in this game is addicting. The mechanics of the game is very addicting. I find myself sometimes just running from control point to control point, which really should be this monotonous thing that you don't really enjoy doing. And it's kind of like, why am I doing these control points? This is boring. But I know it is not boring. I have done that for hours because going and fighting groups of enemies just feels good. The mechanics feel good. The different skills that you unlock and can use from... Now I'm using the shield a lot, and the shield feels really good. But I've used a drone for the longest time. I've always had that with me. I've used a chem launcher. I used a little, I don't know, aeroplane fly thing. I've used lots of different stuff, like the Seeker Mines. I ran that a ton at the start of the game. And no matter which ones I seem to pick, I just constantly am enjoying using these elements, these different tactics that you can use in the game to bring down your enemies. It just feels so diverse. It feels like there's so much in this game that I still get to discover. Like when I'm getting all these new weapons, and the first times I was picking up my superior weapon and I absolutely lost my mind. The first one I got, I was, oh my God, this is so much damage. This is so good. And now we just keep picking them up. And I'm still picking up different types of weapons that I've not seen before. The first time I picked up high-end weapons, which basically legendary weapons, epic and legend, purple and yellow, but I'm using these high-end weapons, and I'm like, oh my God, these absolutely shred, and they've got advanced stats and different bonuses in changing the way you have gameplay, like armor sets as well. I had an armor set early on, which absolutely carried me through the early game, which gave me a boost in damage when I'm in cover, and this absolutely saved me. Because at its core, this game is a cover shooter, and this giving me like 45% boost in damage, something like that, something crazy of a boost in damage just from being in cover, just carried me through some of those early missions while I was learning the shooting mechanics and just kind of how to play the game. You gonna use cover a lot, and I did use cover a lot, and this just helped me. But it was just little things like that you seem to get at a really good rate. The drops for gear, and not just gear, like good gear. It's not just this genuine garbage that you're just constantly picking up. It does feel like there's kind of like a purpose to the gear in general all the time, whether you're breaking it down for components to do some of the crafting, which still has only just started to open up to me, and I'm starting to get certain blueprints. But just like that, how you get your blueprints, or at least some of the blueprints I've been getting right now through projects, is I can use some of the gear that I'm not going to use to kind of gift in order to progress that, and then it gives me blueprints for maybe weapon mods or new weapon. Like, all of these things just intertwined, so it never feels like, oh, I'm getting loot, but I hate it. Like, none of this loot, it's worthless to me, it's pointless. I'm sick of just picking up random trash, which you do get in a lot of games. I mean, I played a lot of Borderlands 4 recently, and the amount of loot that drops in that game, but the amount of unimpressive loot that drops in that game, I've not really felt that here. I'm upgrading and getting new things or cool things that are useful continuously the entire time, from level 1 to level 30 at this stage, and I just don't see that mechanic changing in this game until the very end game, when you are grinding for just minor stats. But in terms of having a system that's going to keep new players engaged in the early game, or at least when you start playing this game, they've nailed it. This to me is absolutely a win from Ubisoft, because I've never at any point thought, oh, I'm sick of using this gun, and my damage is crap. I mean, I felt like my damage is poor at points, but next thing you know, boom, new gun. And that has been the theme the entire time I've been playing. I've always felt like I'm getting more powerful. I've always felt like I'm getting better weapons and different weapons to try. Like, I'm a big SMG guy. Like, I absolutely love the submachine guns in this game. I'll probably always run them. I don't know, change my mind. But I've even played with snipers in this. I got a high-end sniper, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to give this a go. And I was popping heads left, right, and center. And it's just elements like that of trying different weapons as well. Like, I did use a shotgun, hated it, but I did use one. And just, there's so much good weaponry in this game that it is going to do that to you. It is going to make you constantly swap your weapons and try different stuff and try different builds. And I think as a new player to this game, that is rewarding to me. Probably one of the main reasons why the first 30 hours and first week or so of me playing the game has just absolutely flown by. So for me, it's just a genuine, strong positive, all the gear and the loot in this. Like, all the systems so far, I haven't found boring. There's not a single system that I've actually done so far. I don't know, maybe about, like, the transmission things. I don't really like them, where you have to go pick up the key and there's a transmission. But again, that's just a minor thing on the map. But not a single thing since I've been playing this game, mission-wise, has bored me. And I don't think it's going to bore me anytime soon. I am excited to keep leveling in this game. I've got 2 DLCs to do. I just can't stress it enough. I cannot stress it enough about this game. If you haven't given it a go, now is the perfect time to do it. We're in year 8. There's going to be a load of stuff, I imagine, come out this year. And, you know, the nervousness of trying to catch up. Look, you ain't going to catch up to those Endgame players who have been playing for a long time. But in terms of leveling, to have hit level 30 at this stage, and there's been some idle time in my 30 hours, by the way, but to be level 30 at this stage, and I don't feel like I'm that far off of 40, I don't think it's going to take me that long. The more I learned about the game, the more I started to level up quicker. Like, once I started to learn what missions to do and kind of what things to do, I spent less time, like, struggling and dallying about. But I think this is the right time to jump in. I think any time is the right time to jump in, let's be honest. But this is just my call out to say that if you were on the fence about it and you wanted a looter shooter, man, just pick it up. It's so cheap right now as well. I think I bought one of the DLCs for like £3, £4. It is. It's just genuinely so cheap. And the crazy thing is, I don't know why, by the way. I don't know why, but I had enough points to buy the season pass. I don't know if there's something you can gain from achievements in the game or something. It's like viable to gain through playing the game, but I had enough points to buy the season pass just straight out. But yeah, I could talk about this game for hours. I'm excited to make a follow-up video on how I've found it at level 40 and everything that's kind of opened up. But as an introduction to this game, I am hooked, I'm addicted, and as soon as I hit stop recording on this video, I'm going straight back. I'm going to go do some new missions that have unlocked weirdly on the side of the map. I'm not so sure why they did that, but yeah, on the side of the map, I'm going to go play all these missions because I have a stash at this stage full of guns that I can't use until I hit level 40. So I need to hit that 40 mark as quick as possible. I just wanted to put this video out just in case people were on the fence. I was thinking about it, like, what's a new player's experience so far in playing the game? And in my experience as a new player at this stage, although that could change when we hit Endgame, I'm having an absolute blast, and I would have regretted not picking this up and it being my looter shooter of the year. I said it at the start. I always play one every year, and this is damn straight. This is my looter shooter this year, and I'm just excited for those pockets of time around work to just sit down and play the game, because this feels very rewarding as a casual perspective. Being a full-time worker, you only have so many hours that you can put in. You might have responsibilities, family and stuff, and that really can slow down your gaming, and sometimes you feel like you're not making any ground in a game when you're playing a looter shooter. You're just constantly feeling like sluggish and not strong. But this has been very solo friendly. I've also played multiplayer when jumping in and helping people as well. They pop up on the screen. I try and do them when they come up if I'm not in a mission, and I've never felt like I'm just behind. I'm just enjoying, just having fun. And I hope you guys, if you do pick it up, are having fun. And if you're new as well and you've been playing and that you're having fun, and when we do reach the end game, if you're new and I'm new, let's do it together. Let's do it together. Hit me up, man. But I do appreciate, if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. I'm definitely going to be making more content around the game because I'm in love. I will see you in the next video. Take it easy. Take care.